I'm going to talk about the fiction books that I'm going to read over the summer first. Well, that I plan to read over the summer, because we know we can't trust me to actually finish every book that I say I'm going to read, because who knows how things are going to go month to month, you know? What up, Search fam? Sade here. Welcome back to the channel. If you are new, my name is Sade. I'm out here curating and co-creating a cool ass life, and it's almost summer. So I told you all that one of the things I was going to do is, like, each season I'm tell you about the books that I'd like to read for the season. I probably need to go back and do a wrap up also of what I read in the spring, but that's a horse of a different color, a video for another day. So as you all know, I am an academic by day job, and so summer tends to be a time when I have a little bit more flexibility to work on not only my research, but also I'm starting to work on my courses for the fall, revising them, redoing syllabi, you know, reading books that I might want to incorporate into my classes. So that's the vibes of the books that I'm going to share with you all today. As always, whether this is your first time coming across my little corner of the internet, or you keep coming back and you haven't joined my internet family, I think you should do it. Like, you should just definitely do it. Hit the subscribe button, turn on the notification bell, be made aware of every time I post, and it's usually on the weekends. And we over here, we talking books, and we're talking my academic pursuits, my creative pursuits, and some travel. Because again, curating and co-creating a cool ass life includes a lots of things. Yes, everybody's on board. So we're going to do this a little differently, actually. I'm going to talk about the fiction books that I'm going to read over the summer first. Well, that I plan to read over the summer, because we know we can't trust me to actually finish every book that I say I'm going to read, because who knows how things are going to go month to month, you know? But so we'll start there, and then I'll go to the academic books, and we'll talk about how I'm going to use those and whatnot. At this point, we know that I have books that I like to read seasonally, and that, you know, I read my comfort books because that's the kind of person I am. So first, I'm going to do My Summer Girl by Maeve Black. And I've talked about this before. This is in the Monster Stuffer series. This is the summer book about a queen who is trying to prepare for the summer solstice. Her sort of like womb and all of this stuff is tied to the land, but also a Cupid who falls through a fairy portal and ends up in a why choose situation with her kind of sort of dom / F friends with benefits, an orc who's the head guard to the queen and the queen. So this is very queer, and it's got BDSM coding, so you want to read the trigger warnings. But I love this book. I love the series, and so all of the books so far take place seasonally. The first book is a Christmas book, second book's Valentine's Day, and then the third book happens in the summer. There is going to be a fourth book, but I think that's going to be a fall or Halloween book. Don't quote me on that, but I think that's the case. So I'm excited to do that one. I'm also going to do The Boyfriend Fiasco by Talia Hibbert. This was formerly published under the title Get Him to the Greek, and it's part of that series. But this is ultimately fake dating, where this Greek soccer player falls for this chick who's very sassy, doesn't want to be father relationship. I think she had a bad breakup. And so, but she also needs the money, which is why she ends up agreeing to fake date the football, because soccer, football, international, you know, the things. The football player is, and he's like, in the process of this, I'm going to make you love me. So I'm looking forward to it. I mean, it's Talia Hibbert. We already know how I feel about Talia Hibbert. Next, we have, and I've already started it, No One's Going to Take Her Soul Away. I finally started it and feel like this is the time for it. Dante's Inferno retelling. Why choose Sapphic? I'll probably do a longer review of this when I finish the book. So far, so good. I am enjoying it. I haven't even got to the part where she died yet. So that's on the list. I also told you all in my video about my May wrap-up, I read an Ashley Posten romance novel, adult romance novel. So I bought one. I bought another one. And this is a novel love story where it's small town romance. The main character loves romance novels, and so she gets abandoned at the altar by her fiance, decides that she is going to hell or high water, go to her book club's annual retreat, gets lost in a small town. Turns out the small town might be the town from one of her favorite novels. And then there's a grumpy bookstore owner that she falls for. So stay tuned. That's going to be cute. I also bought, when I went down to Houston, Mrs. V's Hot Girl Summer, and this is like 40-year-old woman who's trying to live her life. She's trying to take more chances. She goes down to Carnival. There's this young man that catches her attention and is like, I like you, I want you. We can do this easy way or the hard way. So I'm excited about this. We know I love older main characters, so this is going to be fun. This is going to be a fun one. I also have a couple of classics that I will be reading, but I'm reading them for class. I'm reading them to see if I'm going to add them to my course syllabi. First is Quicksand by Nella Larson, and it deals with identity, sexuality, race, passing, all of those things. So I'm reading it to see if I'm going to add it to my gender and religion class, as well as The Color Purple, which is a reread for me, for the same reasons, to see how religion plays out in conversation with things like sexuality and the such. So I'm excited to do a reread of that. I need to get a physical copy so that I can annotate it for class. All right. And finally, there are a few academic books that I'm hoping to get through for my research / class, all the things. One is the memoir of Daniel R. Day, Dapper Dan, because I'm writing an article about Black dandyism. So yeah, I'm excited to read that. It's been on my bookshelf for a long time. Child, we're going to get there. Then I'm also reading Black Lives Matter by Biko Mandela Gray. And this is about how Blackness, subjectivity, and religion sort of interact with one another, especially from a philosophical, theoretical standpoint. And Gray also talks about what he invokes as practice of care and seeing and deep seeing. I've already started it. I'm a chapter in, and I enjoyed it. Also, Biko is one of my colleagues, so like it's very cool to see your people get their things outside. I'm also rereading Black Womanist Ethics by the late Katie G. Cannon, who was one of my mentors in graduate school, and so I'm rereading this because I'm thinking about putting the whole book on one of my courses, on my gender and religion course, but also one of my ethics course does read portions out of this. And like, I've had this for a long time, as you can see, because there are multiple colors of underlining. And I'm on my, I guess, 5th reread of this copy, and I've had this for years. And this reading is in purple, so I gotta find my purple pen that goes with this. And then lastly, we've got Vexy Thing by Imani Perry. I'm currently reading Black in Blues by Imani Perry, and I'm enjoying it so much. I've been sort of reading it and sitting with it, but I am going to read this one possibly for my gender and religion course. This is about a feminist reading of things like liberation and how patriarchy works, and also takes a lot of historical vignettes from slavery as well as literature. So she brings in Toni Morrison, she brings in Audre Lorde, but also art. So interdisciplinary work. She talks about Magachi Mutu and Kara Walker, who are Black artists that evoke images that are inspired by and speak to things like enslavement. So I'm really excited to continue reading Imani Perry, because I do very much appreciate the way that she engages in scholarship in such like a thoughtful and beautiful way of constructing prose, right? So hopefully those will help with some of my research and course preparations things. So like definitely as a professor, summer is not, I'm not just chilling. I am still working a lot. Like I still keep a very regular schedule. So I might even talk about that. Like y'all can see the day in the life of a college professor in the summer. Maybe I'll do that. But anyway, those are books that I'm hopefully going to get done in the summer. Fingers crossed, friends. What y'all reading this summer? Are you reading anything in particular? Is it nonfiction? Is it fiction? Do you have seasonal things? Tell me about it in the downstairs area. And you know what the downstairs is, the comment section, description box where the book titles will be. And as always, friends, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend about the channel, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.